Happy Halloween, everybody. Hey guys, it's me, John Avenger, once again, and happy Halloween. It's Halloween 2017, and I'm here, and I know it hasn't started yet. It just started. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, so technically it is Halloween, even if it says October 30th on the video. It's filmed on Halloween, I promise. And I'm going to end October and Halloween with a movie from 1993 that's called Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, which I have not reviewed on my channel, so why not? Let's give it a shot. Now, this is the first Friday the 13th movie made after New Line signed a deal to get the rights from Paramount because they were done with the Friday the 13th films after Part 8 because 8 underperformed. So they took a couple years off and then they gave the rights to New Line and they made this movie. And while this movie is highly flawed, it's still very decent and it ended the franchise right for a while. This movie was the segue to 10 years later when we got Freddy versus Jason. And I'll explain. Now, this basically is a reboot because this has nothing to do, like, it doesn't have any of the canon of the original films. Mrs. Voorhees is not mentioned. They don't mention what happened at the end of Part 8. And Jason is in the woods again attacking this girl in a towel, and he's lumpy, and he has like a suit on like he did in Part 6. And basically in the first 10 minutes, yeah, there's going to be a lot of spoilers. So if you haven't seen Jason Goes to Hell, what are you waiting for? And anyway, but the first 10 minutes, Jason he chases the girl through the woods. She's running for her life, and he's running after her with a machete. And a bunch of firing squad shows up, and they shoot lights in Jason's face, and they blow him up. His head comes off, his body is gone, and he's dead. And you'd think that would be the end of the film, but no. His essence goes into other people, like in The Hidden, and it starts possessing people and starts having Jason spirit kill other people, which is something different. It's something different that's not dumb. I know people are like, oh, but it's not really Jason, it's just his spirit. I'm like, by the ninth movie, what are you going to do? By the time they get to Fast and the Furious 9, it's not going to be just cars and, chases and action. It'd have to do something different. This one went for it. And even though it underperformed, it still did. The idea was interesting where Jason, the first person he possesses, I believe, is the black guy from Rocky 5. And then he like eats his heart, which is really, really sick. He chomps on that sucker and he's like after people, he's killing them brutally. There's a scene where this guy and the girl are having sex in a tent because of course you have to have sex in a Friday the 13th movie, and basically he puts a post through a chick. And half of her body splits in half, and there's gore everywhere. This movie is a gore fest. If you've seen the unrated version on DVD, and it's a decent slasher film. Like, it's different, and it has a different cast. So you have John D. LeMay as the lead guy. You got Carrie Keegan as the lead girl, who's okay. It's a decent-looking woman. You have Erin Gray from, I believe, Battlestar Galactica or something like that. Yeah. Or Buck Rogers. Yeah, I think she was in Buck Rogers. And you have Stephen Williams. He plays the Duke. And I think his name is Creighton Duke. Yeah, he's a really likable character. He's a black guy that doesn't die first, so that's interesting. You got these other people. I think there's a Southern actor that he has glasses, and he works at the restaurant where they're making like Jason burgers, where it has this burger shaped as a hockey mask. And yeah, well, it's got interesting kills. There's a different mythos. You have the Necronomicon makes an appearance from Evil Dead, so that's cool. And then you have a bunch of people, getting killed by Jason in different ways, by his spirit. And there's a lot of gore. Kane Hodder makes a cameo in the movie, I think, as a cop in the movie, as a security guard. So that's cool. And he is Jason in this movie. And the best part of the movie is at the end. After Carrie Keegan gets a dagger that it says that she's related to Jason somehow, which is just, a plot convenience, but it works. And they have to to take Jason away from this earth. They have to stab him in the heart with a dagger, and it takes him into hell. And basically, these hands come and they grab his face and they start pulling him down. It's a good practical effect. There's not a lot of CG in the movie. There's like a Jason worm that comes into his body at the end, and he shows up again in his body. And then by the end, they start dragging him into the dirt, and his mask is the only thing left. Now, Problems with the movie, well, there's not really like, it's not really, it's the plot's not that interesting. The plot is not as interesting as the other ones. I mean, the premise is interesting, but the plot is basically the same. Just he kills. That's what he does, and it hits the same beats as the other films. But what it did different was the premise. His spirit going into other people, killing other people. Here and there, and the gore is phenomenal. It's one of the bloodiest Friday the 13th movies, and it's got a different cast, and it's not just a bunch of teenagers. These are adults, not teenagers, for the most part, in a camp. So at least it did that. And while it's non-canon with the other films, it's a good standalone movie on its own. It's a decent standalone movie, and the best part of the movie is at the very end. Like I said, what do you think the movie's over with Jason getting dragged into the dirt? No, out of nowhere, Freddy's hand comes popping out with his glove in tow, and he grabs Jason's mask, and you hear her laugh. And it's not Robert Englund's arm. That's Kane Hodder's arm. But this was the movie that set up Freddy versus Jason in 2003. 10 years later, we got Freddy versus Jason thanks to this movie. So this movie, bash on it all you want, saying no, it's dumb, it's cheesy, it's not a real Friday the 13th movie. It tried something new. I would take this over Freddy's Dead because that's a joke. It's too campy. It's not funny. It's just stupid, and the way they kill Freddy is a complete waste. They stick him with his own glove, put a stick of dynamite near his chest or whatever. His daughter kisses him, and his head blows up like 3 times. That's stupid. Here, Jason goes out with a blaze of glory, and it's interesting. And then you see Freddy's glove. So Freddy is still out there. They're like, oh, he's dead too. No, it sets up something that paid off in 2003, which is Freddy versus Jason. And what a treat that was for horror fans. So this movie is not as bad as some people say. Oh, they said, oh, Adam Marcus, the director, killed the franchise. There wasn't another movie until Jason X, which was rushed out before Freddy versus Jason. So we had, another Jason movie. But New Line did a good job promoting the movie. It wasn't horrible. I like the trailer and the mask that they have in the trailer with the silver mask and that worm thing through it. It's interesting. I mean, I used to have the movie, but my brother stole it from me. But I did get to hear the commentary. They worked hard on it. I like the music in the movie. The score is definitely different. It was the first Friday the 13th movie I bought on Amazon.com, so that's something. And for Halloween, you want a ton of gore and you don't want a movie that's too long? Jason Goes to Hell is a good way to end the month of October on Halloween Day. I know I would watch this in a heartbeat, and maybe I will. Who knows? Because I hadn't seen the movie in a long time. So, yeah, that's Jason Goes to Hell. If you have never seen it, it's a good standalone. This is like Pirates 4. It doesn't have to connect to the other films. It could just be its own thing. And while people hate that movie like they hate this movie, I can watch a standalone movie as long as it's entertaining. That's what I want. And John D. LeMay is a great lead. That's a guy for once. Most of the Friday the 13th films, the first 4 is a female lead. And here you got a guy. The only other guy I remember is Tommy Jarvis in 4, 5, and 6. So, who I love to death. He's a great character. So, anyway, happy Halloween, guys. Stay safe. Don't eat candy from strangers. Don't stay out too late. Wear costumes that are visible. And don't throw eggs at buses. Stay cool. Nerd Pack, stay safe. Parker, Sean, Tevia, Anthony, Josh, all you guys. Take care. And I'll see you guys in November. I'm going to survive Halloween. All I got left is 22 hours, and we get to November, the month of movies with consonants. I can't wait. So, see you guys in November. Take it easy.